Greetings and welcome to Pinball Help. Mike here. Today, this is kind of, I guess, part two of a first look at Gottlieb Caveman. This is a really interesting, unusual game made in the very early 80s. I think it might have been 1981. I'll have to check. And it's a hybrid pinball video game. The production on these was very low for the time, only 1,800 units. And this is one of, I believe, two hybrid video pinball games that Gottlieb made. The other one was called Granny and the Gators, I believe. And they're very rare, and you don't see them very often. And let's take a look at this. I did a part one where I just initially showed it in pieces, and now I've finally gotten it back together. And I'll tell you, I haven't cleaned it or done anything. I've found a few issues with it, so let's take a quick look. Obviously, I pulled the glass off, and I put the top back on. And as you can see, it's a very unusual sized cabinet here, with a marquee on the bottom, and the display is embedded down there on the bottom. And then you've got your score displays up top. So let's turn it on. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Oops, did I unplug it? Yeah. Yep, I did. Of course, there's always a glitch. Let me fix that. All right. Okay. A little bit of a buzz there. I think the volume might be up a little high. So that's a problem with the volume control pot, making it buzz like that. There's some lubricant stuff you can use, deoxit on there. It'll fix it. So there we go. The game boots up. We got the display working, and look how crisp the numeric displays are. I'm not used to seeing Gottlieb displays that look that nice in this old of a game, so that's pretty cool. They look quite nice. So basically, I don't really know much about the rules set for the game. Let's pull it over here, fire up a quick game. Now, there's some things that are not working on this game. Let me set it back a little bit so you can see. So I turn that volume down just a little bit. So I got the flippers working. The lower right flipper was not working. Turns out it was just an oxidized end of stroke switch. This game uses normally closed end of stroke switches. So if they get oxidized or the contact isn't really good, what happens is it loses power to the flippers. So, pretty fast little game. Okay, so now we're going to enter the maze. So look up here. So this is kind of, it looks like Wizard of War, but it's kind of more like Pac-Man. So I'm going to come out of the little thing on the right and try to eat these, see, like that. And then they turn into bad guys that start chasing me. Oh! So when you die, it kicks the ball out, and that's it. That ball is over. So, and you can see the getting scores happening. So it's it's coming along. This game should be fun to get playing. I like this playfield layout. It's pretty neat. And I assume that stuff you do in the game will improve your play in the video portion. Ball drains. And that's it. Pretty short game there. But let's take a look at a little bit more about the game and what's going on with it, shall we? So let's turn the game off, and I'm going to go around the back. We're going to take a look at the way this game is set up here. So all the system boards are located right on this plane and it slides down like that. I gotta be careful. This thing likes to get caught on that heat sink. I'm gonna have to move it out of the way. So there's your system boards. Just go back and you can take a look at this. System boards are right there, and this whole thing just flips back. And as you can see, System 80 MPU board here, your power driver board, your sound card over there. There's the power supply. And of course, the first thing that jumps out right away is that thing right there. That is your battery, quite possibly the original battery, still on the MPU board. So I am going to immediately remove that. This is probably the biggest cause of damage in these games, is these things start to leak and then it'll destroy the MPU board, and that's an expensive kind of thing. So I'm going to disconnect all these connectors. And on these Gottlieb games, the weak point were these edge connectors. You know, normal games use the pin connectors, the trifocons. Gottlieb used these edge connectors, and they had a tendency of getting fatigued and not making good contact. So, some kind of a little extra board on here, a little jumper thingy. I don't know. I may end up having to take that off if I don't want to work on this thing here. So there's our MPU board. So I'm going to pull that. I'm going to immediately put it on the bench and remove this battery. And I guess the easier thing to do is probably keep this in place. This is probably some kind of reset watchdog circuit. And remove this thing and plug it back in later. I'll have to carefully pry this up, and then I'll remove this whole board, and we're going to get that thing off, and that's going to be top priority. But as you can see, this game looks like it's in pretty good condition. The cabinet's in nice condition. I noticed there's a couple of pop bumpers that are not firing. That's probably the infamous pop bumper driver boards that tend to go bad in the game. So I'll be taking a look at those. I did a series on repairing and refurbishing those, if you look it up on PinballHelp.com. So that's kind of a good first look. I'm going to clean this game up all nice, put LEDs in it, and then we'll do a demo of the full features of the game very soon. So stay tuned for more, and be sure to visit PinballHelp.com and YouTube/PinballHelp. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at PinballHelp. And until next time, thanks for watching.